Hey everybody, I'm Carissa, and I am currently 22 months pregnant with my second child. So last Friday we found out the gender of the baby, and now that we know, it's time to pick a name. So when I was pregnant with my son the first time around, we had no idea what we were going to name him. Like, we didn't even have names that we somewhat liked. It was probably one of the most stressful things in my pregnancy, believe it or not, was picking a name, because it's forever. It's a big deal what you name your kid. And we literally, even before we found out that Joey was a boy, we had no girl name picked out, no girls' names picked out, no boys' names picked out. We had absolutely no clue. So once we found out that he was a boy, what we did was we created a list of names that we both could agree on. So if there was like a name that he said that he liked, that I was like, no way, or if I said I liked and he was like, no way, it didn't go on a list. But if there was a name that we both were kind of like, okay, we could see that, we put it on the list. So what we did was, after we had that list, and there wasn't many names, it was maybe like 5 or 6 names. So once we had that list, what we did was we dedicated a certain amount of time to each name. So for example, for us, what worked best with our schedule was a 24-hour period. So for 24 hours at a time, we picked one name and we called the baby by that name the entire time. So my son's name is Joey. So, let's just say, so Joey was one of the names on the list. And so for 24 hours, we literally just referred to him as Joey. And I liked it because there were some times, there were some names that we had on the list that once we started calling the baby by that name, we were kind of like, it doesn't really fit into our family. We don't know that we could really see that name. And it's a fun way, if you have older siblings, it's a fun way to involve them in the naming process too, because you can add some of their names to the list. Even if you and your significant other do not like those names, just humor the kid and put it on the list. So my stepson was a little bit younger at that time, and he liked the name Mickey Mouse. I think he knew that we were not going to name our kid Mickey Mouse, but he just thought it was funny to put it on the list. So we humored him, and for 24 hours, we referred to the baby as Mickey Mouse. So it was just a kind of a fun way to involve him in the process. And then, like I said, so it's a great way because you're using the name for 24 hours at a time, and you don't have to say it to other people. You could just keep it between your family. And it was just kind of a fun way to test out names and see if it fit. And then you can also use the name when talking. So my stepson's name is Mark. So we would say Mark and Joey, and kind of see if we liked how that fit too. Because there were some names that once we said Mark and so, we were like, ooh, that doesn't sound good. Either their names rhymed, or it was, having 2 M names just didn't sound right to us. So anyway, that's what we did. It was something that helped. I don't know if that'll work for you, but if you don't have a name picked out, it can be really stressful if you're not sure what you want to name your baby. So that was just something, again, that worked for us. So if you try it, I hope it works for you. Good luck.